market for all that. 7 to 4, I suppose, is still a big enough price, and he's going to make it.
3 to 4 lengths in front of Arvika Ligeonniere, who's followed by Ruby Light. Making the way now to the first of 15 fences in the John Durkan Memorial Punchestown Chase, and it's Sir Deschamps the leader. Arvika Ligeonniere is followed by Ruby Light as the trio make their way across to the fence before the end of the straight, fence number 2. Sir Deschamps, Davy Russell, Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Walsh, and Ruby Light, Barry Geraghty as the trio come to fence number 2. Sir Deschamps, Arvika Ligeonniere, followed by Ruby Light as they make the run across to approach the turn into the straight. Arvika Ligeonniere on the inside now joins issue with Sir Deschamps, a couple of lengths to Ruby Light. Rounding the bend to swing into the straight where they face up to fences 3 and 4. Arvika Ligeonniere. On the near side is Sir Deschamps with Ruby Light just behind them. And Sir Deschamps is gone. Sir Deschamps has crashed at that flight, that fence, and now on they come towards the 4th, and it's now a match for the John Durkan Memorial as Arvika Ligeonniere leads Ruby Light, and looking back down, both Davy Russell and Sir Deschamps are both upright. Now they come to pass the winning post, circuit of the track ahead of them, and Arvika Ligeonniere leads his solitary opponent now, Ruby Light, by a couple of lengths as they go to the 5th fence, which will take them on away from the stands. And Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Walsh leading from Ruby Light by 3 lengths as they jump this one and now begin to make the swing and head for the 6th fence. Arvika Ligeonniere, a couple of lengths in front of Ruby Light as they go across now to approach the 6th. As Arvika Ligeonniere and Ruby Walsh out over that one. Ruby Light tracks a couple of lengths back as the pair make their way now towards the downhill. 2 fences on the far side, 9 in all left to jump. Arvika Ligeonniere is leading from Ruby Light as they go to the fence on the descent down the far side. 9 fences left to jump in the John Durkan Memorial, and just the 2 in it in the match. Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Light, not so clever in second as they go on towards the next one before they'll turn and face the 3 down the side. So it's Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Walsh, a 3-length leader to Ruby Light as the pair continue on their way down the far side, shortly now meeting the 3 fences, taking them right across from the stands. They've got 7 left to jump, and Arvika Ligeonniere bowling along 3 lengths in front of Ruby Light as they go now to approach the first of the 3 down the far side. Arvika Ligeonniere and Ruby Walsh from Ruby Light and Barry Geraghty as the pair race right across from the stands where they've got 6 fences left to jump. Arvika Ligeonniere leading Ruby Light by just over 2 lengths as they go to this one. Arvika Ligeonniere tracked a couple of lengths back by Ruby Light as the pair make their way to the last fence on the far side, and this will be 5 from the finish. Arvika Ligeonniere over in front of Ruby Light, 2.5 lengths between them as they turn and make the run across now to the final 4 fences. They've got 5 furlongs left to travel, and making the run now to approach 4 from the finish in the John Durkan Memorial. Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Walsh, tracked a couple of lengths back by Ruby Light and Barry Geraghty. Only the pair left in it after the exit of Sir Deschamps as they come now across with 4 left to jump. Arvika Ligeonniere from Ruby Light coming to jump this, and Arvika Ligeonniere continuing in front, tracked 2 lengths back by Ruby Light as they make their way now to the 3rd last fence. Arvika Ligeonniere being followed by Ruby Light. The pair come to the 3rd last. Arvika Ligeonniere from Ruby Light as they make the run now towards the approach to the straight. Arvika Ligeonniere, Ruby Light trying to close in second to within a length of the leader as they come round the home turn with 2 left to jump. Arvika Ligeonniere a couple of lengths in front of Ruby Light who can make a real impression on the leader. 2 fences left to jump. Arvika Ligeonniere spring-heeled at that, and on the run now to the final fence. Arvika Ligeonniere and Ruby Walsh coming down to the final fence in the John Durkan, out in front of Ruby Light, and over the last, Arvika Ligeonniere. Ruby Light went right through it, but maintains the second spot, and running up towards the finish, it's a bloodless victory for Arvika Ligeonniere, who continues the tremendous run of Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh and the Ritchie family, with second home Ruby Light about 8 lengths